So good evening, welcome to the Donny Chaingang with me, Matt Payne. Going to be bringing you all the action here live on the Donny Cycling YouTube channel, and it's been a really busy couple of days because we had the first of the giveaways for Here Comes the Sun week with 1080, and the Oakley packages and glasses have been steaming out, and great to see the pictures. Thank you everybody who's tagged us in on social media at Donny Chaingang, at Matt Fixpain, and of course at Russ Downing, because of course we'd love to see the pictures, and it's great to see all of the members getting all sunnied up. And why wouldn't you? It's absolutely glorious over the last few days. Now, if you're not heading out into the sun and you're on limited time, or you've decided that the best form of training known to man.com is the Donny Chaingang, then don't worry, we're here all the way through the summer. Rain, sun, shine, heat waves, the lot will be here, and we're going to continue to bring you all of the coverage on the YouTube channel. Now, before we go on to the ride itself, it is, as we've said, 1080 week. It is Here Comes the Sun week with Oakley, and we have got another great giveaway where we are going to be giving away a pair of Oakley Sutros. There can be originals, lights, it can be the S's, and 4 more bundles of Oakley goodies as well, courtesy of Ian Taylor at 1080. Now, if you do get picked, make sure you get in touch with Ian straight away, and then he can express those bundles out to you. 1080, of course, now open 7 days a week, thanks to the easing of restrictions on lockdown. And of course, if you're not in Norwich and you can't call in, and if you are there, it is well worth a call if you want to have a look at some absolutely gorgeous stuff. Then if you're not there, don't forget, of course, you can just get in touch with Ian. He'll get it straight out to you. He knows his stuff in terms of fit, shape, size, optics, the lot. He is the icon dealer, one of the main icon dealers in the country. And of course, make sure you tell him if you're a member of the DCG, because you get an extra bit of discount as well. Now, let's get on with the draw, and we have our random number generator rolling away in the background, and as you can see, the numbers are ticking away. Now, our members who are members of April, and for all 2021 are in the draw. Every member has been allocated a number, with the exception of those members who've already won on Oakley week. So let's see who is going to get the pair of Oakley Sutros. So the first number that we stop at will be Oakley Sutros. The second number, third, fourth and fifth will be the bundles. So I have no idea where this will stop. We always play with this before we start. We can never seem to get it the same one twice. So let's see who is going to be getting those Oakley Sutros. Number 92 is going to be Reese Wood. So Reese, set of sunnies to compliment your kit. So it's going to be Reese Wood with a set of sunnies. So Reese is number 1. Now we have a magic orange marker. Colour coordinated, I hope you noticed. It took a lot of finding that orange pen to get it just the right colour. So Reese is going to be number 1, and he's going to get the Oakley Sutros. So let's get the number generator rolling again, and let's hit some more numbers on the generator. So let's see who is going to be next with the Oakley bundle. Number 1, that's Aaron Stone. So Aaron, you are getting an Oakley bundle courtesy of 1080. That's the first of the bundles. We've got 4 to do today. Next up is going to be number 30, which is going to be David Ambrose. David, you are going to be getting an Oakley bundle courtesy of 1080 as well. And that means we've got 2 more prizes for the members of the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. It's how we keep the show on the road. It's how we keep the rides rolling. It's how we give all the support to get the kit out to people, to members, to do the deals, to give everybody the discounts, and of course to make sure that we can bring you all of the show here live on the Donny Cycling YouTube channel. So 2 more members going to be receiving some goodies. The next one is going to be number 50, and that is going to be Joe Tyndall. He's going to get a Oakley bundle. So good to see Joe Gramison. Joe, of course, a regular on the Chaingang as well, and good to see Joe's actually back in real life action as well, which leaves us 1 more rider to pull, 1 more member of the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. So the very last bundle going out is going to go to... It's going to go to a man who was riding really, really strongly. It is Connor Swift. So Connor one of the key guys who is out on the professional scene. You may have seen him on the attack in the Tour of Flanders recently, and great to see that Connor going to be grabbing a Oakley bundle as well. So we're looking forward to seeing those pictures when they come out. So congratulations to our winners, to Reese Wood with the Oakley Sutros, and then to Aaron Stone, David Ambrose, Connor Swift and Joe Tindley as well, our winners in the Chaingang draw tonight in the DCG Gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. So well done, guys. Don't forget, if you haven't won, if you're a member of the DCG Gang, there are extra discounts on top of the already huge discounts from in at 1080. So let's move on to tonight's ride, the second of the rides here, and going to be interested to see who is going to be motoring tonight. Let's have a chat with the man who's got to keep control of everything, and let's see if we can get in touch with the one and only the bear. It is Russ Downing.
Hey up!
Hey up, how are you?
I just actually got off my bicycle.
Don't be doing that, you're meant to be pedalling.
I just had to put a bit more lube on the chain, you know, keep it sweet.
Well, it's all this heat stuff, it's drying everything out, it's like sunny and everything.
I think it was more the snow at the weekend that did it, mate.
It's so variable at the moment, isn't it? I mean, one minute it's freezing cold, next minute it's roasting. One minute you've got like really mirrored lenses in your shades, and then the next minute you've got a set of clear lenses because it's grim and grimy. You don't want to get salt in your eyes.
Yeah, hopefully it's a bit more settled now, and we can, not spend 20 minutes getting dressed before we walk out the door when we ride a bike ride. But it's fresh in the evenings. I nipped out on the outside of Chaingang last night, and it was fresh on the way home. But it was lovely sunset, but why it was fresh.
I bet it was. But not going to have that problem tonight, of course, because it's another Donny Chaingang on Zwift once again, and we are in Watopia, which is going to be really, really interesting because it is pretty much the original course, isn't it?
It's the original course, and I think it's probably I think it is the second time, only the second time we've been here. We went here probably a month, 5-6 weeks ago, and we thought we'd been here before, but we haven't. So I'm sure it's the only second time, and it's a great little circuit, with 10.3k long. So smash 4 laps of that out, a bit of a lead in, a bit of a warm down, and we're job done.
There'll be time for a Cold Bath Brewery beer after that, a Pilsner. And, they seem to be flying out the door to people on and off the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. Another benefit, of course, is that you get a discount if you're a member of the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. In fact, if you were to buy 4 packs, the saving would have covered the membership for the month of the Donny Chaingang.
Yeah, it's they're flying out the door. They're flying into my recycling bin as well. I'm thinking too fast, but it's great that the guys at Cold Bath Brewery there are supporting the gang, and I think it'll lead to more in the future. What a great time they put on there for all the Zwifters at the UCI Harrogate World. So watch this space, I think, and keep filling your basket with that beer, as Mr. Herring likes to comment about.
Indeed, and of course Craig Herring, would be remiss of us not to mention him in the build-up. Craig, of course, is on his rather mad 24 hours of Zwift coming up this weekend, basically a lunchtime to lunchtime, and lots of the Chaingang supporting him by the look of it, including Pretty Gritty, who of course did our very first giveaway of 2021. They've been looking after him as well.
Yeah, seeing him chucking in a little bundle in the post there, so that's what the DCG gang's about. It's about supporting everyone along the way, whatever they do. If it's little challenges or crazy ones like Craig's doing. So it's a great community we've built up.
Indeed, and great to see the community getting it. And it is a real mix, isn't it? And I think that's typified by the people who have who've won today and who won on Tuesday. We've got everybody from Caroline Mansfield and Son and Mr. Barton, Mark Barton winning, Charlie Babbitt, Martin Bolt, Sandy Smith. And this time round, Reese Wood taking the win. It's no stranger doing that on the road bike. So Reese Wood winning the Oakley Sutros, but then we've got Joe Tindley, we've got Aaron Stone, Connor Swift, and David Ambrose, and that's a real mix because David Ambrose, of course, is a regular on the Chaingang and regularly is a member of the party bus at the making sure everybody's getting home.
Yeah, that's to say, everyone who's in the club's in the draw, so you're in with some champions, some future champions, some great Zwifters, some bad Zwifters. Yeah, it's a great mix.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And do you know what? With a minute and a half to go, I better let you go and we better show people where they're heading.
Yeah, go and do that, mate. I'll just keep turning the pins.
Good luck, mate. It's what you're good at. See you soon. Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Bye. So great to hear from Russ there. Now let's show you where we're heading. We're going to Watopia. We're going on the flat route. It's 43k in total. Lead in is 0.5k. We finish at the lap banner at downtown Zwift. And of course, we have a warm down about 1.3k. Now it's 4 lots of 54 metres, which gives you 216 metres of climbing. Our yellow beacon on the Tuesdays and Thursdays, again, Russ, of course, who we just heard from. Our red beacon is the one and only Liam Calloway, who is serving traditional opened boozer G's and T's on the red bus at the back, and going to be great to see how everybody gets on tonight around this circuit. Now we head out and round into the ocean tunnels to start off with, so a nice steady start before climbing up to the Italian villas, through the sprint, up through the S's and the roller coasters before that downhill run down and into the finish. And let's jump from our Zwift Hacks map straight across to the profile. Now, this gives you an indication, the very flattest section down the right-hand side of the Velo Viewer graphic. And remember, of course, you can get on this and spin it and turn it around to suit exactly what you want it to do. So from the start all the way down through past 3k, it is flattened down underneath the tunnels. Once we get up from there, then we go across to the climb to the Italian villas, and that's the really concertinaed section at about 6k. From there we go through the sprint line, and that is actually on the section before the yellow climb out on to the S's. The S's are the roller coasters at the back of that section, and then we run down back to the start finish line. 4 laps. Our riders look like they are already underway. Here comes the Sun Week, and as you can see, the riders heading out here live on the Downing Cycling YouTube channel. We're going to drop in with our beacon and try and get right in touch with the red beacon here. So at the moment we are just taking a little look at his Liam Calloway, who is our red beacon for the night here. So Liam looking good at the moment, already just keeping an eye on the riders. Looks like 1 or 2 late joiners just starting to join the mix. We'll see as they start to pick up the pace. Remember, of course, Liam, the red party bus driver, keeping things together. And looks like a few people, Luke Taylor, in the group here, and just going to take a little look. Looks like we're going to have a no drone night tonight, in which case let's take a look at Luke Taylor and Daryl Tashaw-Waller, one of our winners, of course, the winner of the Halo giveaway not all that long ago. And got to say a massive thank you to everybody who has supported the Chaingang and its members. Pretty Gritty, Grand Tour Coffee, Velo Viewer, of course, 1080 Veloskin, OTE and Halo, and of course discounts from all of our supporters as well, and they are helping look after the members. So make sure that you get yourselves in to the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. It is exactly how we keep the show on the road, that is for sure. And at the moment, this group just starting to form up around Russ. So Russ rolling around, and if we jump up above Russ, you could just see Russ with the green stripe at the moment, just calling for the group to blob up as we speak. So this is the yellow beacon group just rolling down the slope, and I've just seen the one and only Ian Taylor, the man who has been supporting the gang. Don't forget, of course, 1080 is the people you need to follow. It's at 1080. And of course, if you have one, get in touch with Ian. It's Ian Taylor at 1080.co.uk. Now, this group are rolling along at the moment, so it looks like Jess Evans having some mad tech issues at the moment, and the group are rolling. Looks like Daryl Tatshaw Waller at the moment just having a little bit of an issue at the back, just pushing on here to try and get in touch with Liam Calloway. Liam just up the road here from Liam, so it looks like Daryl just having a little bit of a tech issue behind Liam. In front of Liam Calloway you can see Kirk, and this is the view from Liam at the minute. So Liam working his way along through the tunnels at the moment. Looks like Mr. Thorpe just a little bit off the back at the moment, chasing hard here to close down on that yellow beacon group. Looks like Craig Herring just dropping off the back, and no doubt going to be giving assistance to a number of riders. Just keeping an eye on Craig. You see Thorpe coming up and through there and going past him. And looks like at the moment it is certainly going to be a bit of a push to get back on again. Just taking a little bit of a look. Looks like Kirk just coming up to go in towards the back of the bunch there. And I think Liam Calloway doing a fair few toes on the way up. So let's have a bit of a check. Daryl Tatshaw Waller doing a great job here. Daryl, one of our super fast riders. Looks like a bit of an earthquake underneath the seat at the moment as the riders bounce away up and down over the tarmac at the moment. So the riders working hard at the moment, and certainly as they come out in towards the Joshua Tree, heading out again into the tunnels. A little bit of fresh air for our riders. At the moment, this group are working together well, and this is what we want to see, a nice, super smooth start to the gang. And you can see at the moment pretty much everybody rolling round together. So good to see some new faces on the Chaingang, as well as our regular faces. Abby Scales joining us, and Abby is very, very quick a rider, definitely one to watch out for as we head up into the hills. Good to see Abby in with us. We've got, of course, Harley Hobbs back with us as well. Harley been missing in action for a little while, but Harley back together and back in with the group at the moment, just in that black with the triangles on the back of the jersey. Just see to the right of the multicolored, the multi-green camo jersey. So Harley Hobbs at the moment just got Tristan from Harrogate just pushing up to the wheel, just wanting to get on to the gang. So let's have a look. It looks like Charlie Babbitt, but a little late to the party, but Ian, good to have you with us. Charlie, of course, one of our winners last time out on Tuesday. In the meantime, looks like Calloway just sitting, keeping an eye on the riders as they come past. So at the moment it looks like Liam just rolling around well, just being chased here by Luke Waterhouse. And yeah, it does indeed make a change for Liam to be on time, but it looks to me like all this group pretty much together, and Liam taking his red beacon duties seriously. Gotta love the post. If you've not been on the Facebook page, you've got to go on, because the red beacon posts are an absolute hoot. Absolutely love them. They vary every single week. So let's see just who is going to be our beacons and what posts they're going to put on there. So Miss Cookie is back with us, and Sarah Grimshaw, one of our regular riders in the blue here. Sarah, a regular man who's going to be rolling, no doubt, with the beacon. I think she already booked a place with Liam on the bus, particularly when there was talk of Pat Butcher-sized G&Ts in the mix, that's for sure. So let's take a little bit of a check out some of our regular riders. Looks like Rory King in here. Mr. Thorpe is in as well, so let's have a look. Miss Cookie just complaining that she's getting her hair messed up on the top deck. That's what you get for being a celebrity. Now let's take a little bit of a look up on the road. We've got Phillips in this group. Alan Parsons is in with us. Good to have Alan back in the mix in the green here, looking pretty smooth at the moment. Adi Dench is back in with us again. Good to see Adi in the group as well. So it looks like one or two people getting a little bit carried away, just having a little bit of a check out. Looks like we have our Women's Wednesdays beacon in with us, riding in the AO race team kit. If we take a little bit of a look up above, you can see that pink swipe down on the right hand side, the top left shoulder in green, orange cap on, and that's our yellow beacon from the women's race. That is Emma, who is currently just in the group here and riding nicely in with the pack at the minute. And the yellow beacon for the women's Wednesdays just rolling around by, I think it's going to be Jess Evans. Jess in the orange at the moment, in the orange top. So our group reasonably well together. Three mad muppets off the front at the moment, feeling far too enthusiastic at the minute. Well, they're three of our regulars, so we'll call them out. So Finn, when I see you at, you're going to get some serious stick when I see you at Pines tomorrow. Mark Gibbo-Gibbons and Mike Killingsworth, they were clearly getting carried away with enthusiasm of being on the front at the moment. So it looks like three musketeers just getting rolled back into the pack. So it looks like Craig Herring heading on to the back, and just seeing Russ up on the front there now. Good to see Mike Killingsworth back in the gang. It's very, very easy, of course, to just push on the pedals just a little bit too hard and just make it a little bit too fast for the group. At the moment it's looking pretty smooth in there, and we're going to jump in with the one and only Ian Taylor. Now we're going to try and see if we can get a good view of Ian buried in the pack here. Orange cap, white jersey, green shoulder, and may well be we're going to have to go up above him here, who's just in the centre of the picture, just highlighted for you there in 1080. And a massive thank you to Ian. Remember, of course, Reese Wood taking the Glasses win in the Sutra Glasses win this time round. We've of course had Oakley Sutras going out to Caroline Mansford and to Wendy Wilmot on the Women's Wednesdays giveaway as well. And the group looking good at the moment as they head up this hill. So just jumping in with Taylor at the minute, and this pack pretty much all together as they roll round. Remember, we have come up the climb and we now head down in towards the Italian villas. And this is where we come down past the waterfalls that drop down by the side of the course. Time for some OTE for me. I've had a rather busy day. There'll be a busy day tomorrow as well, heading out in to go ride the bike, train the dog. It's going to be mostly bike riding. So round into the villas we go. The group just starting to fracture. Going to be rolling off those cobbles. Abby Scales sitting in the pack at the moment. Looks like Mike Killingsworth's feeling frisky tonight. So up near the front. Meanwhile, at the moment, looks like we've got Mason sat on the wheels. So remember, we've got Katie Colcliffe in with us, Vin Donahue in here as well. Looks like McDermott rolling up to the wheels. Everybody here sitting pretty comfortable at the moment, and just going to have a check out here. Looks like one person just deciding that they were going to put a little bit of a kick on the front to just see if they could stretch and take the kick there. I think that was probably Sheldon Hall, to be honest, who looks like he's maybe taken the time across there. However, as we work our way through here, good to see Phil Jones is back in with us once again. So Phil running nice and smoothly on the red frame there, in the black as I go up on to this climb. It's going to be tricky stuff today as our riders keep going along and just up onto the climb. Just trying to keep the cameras on a Neil Mansfield special, which is Cable Cam City. That's got a lot to do with the fact that we are missing our drone. It's missing in action tonight. In fact, if we do try the drone, this is our sum total of our drone shots tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We can zoom you in and we can zoom you out, and we're going to sit right behind you, and if we try and turn sideways, it doesn't play ball. So there you go. It is tonight going to be all brought to you with fixed cam and cable cams today. Neil will be loving it, proper old school. So if you wonder what we're talking about, Neil, my co-host on the Crosscast, he is the man who is also part of the Pretty Gritty team, and he is going to be in action. We're going to watch Neil a little bit later on. I'm sure he'll be working well tonight. And Neil from the Crosscast, of course, is definitely one of the key people when it comes to cyclocross. We bring you the Crosscast, the cyclocross podcast, all the way through the cyclocross season from September right the way through to February. With reports from Continental Cross, International Crosses, National Trophies, and you can pick that up, the Crosscast, on iTunes, on pretty much anywhere you get a podcast from, any of the sounds apps, and you can get it on pretty much any device as well. Now, looks like things have got a little bit fractured on the roller coasters at the moment, but this pack at the minute just fractured as they come up and over the climbs, and you can just see at the moment it is very, very busy. And looks like Neil is actually racing some cross on Sunday as well, so good to see. Good luck, Neil. A man who practices what he preaches and actually rides them as well as talks about them. Me, I try and avoid riding them. Far too much like hard work. So let's see where all our riders are at the moment. Just riding in with Katie Colcliffe, 150 watts, 66 revs per minute, and the roller coasters are definitely doing some damage to the group at the moment. So let's jump across to the Beacon group. This is the currently the three riders who are propping the bus up at the moment. Liam Calloway, Miss Cookie, and our yellow beacon from the women's race. That's Emma Payne in there for the AEO race team. The Donny cycling coach rider in that group of three. It looks like Craig Herring at the moment, maybe heading back to the bus. Let's have a little bit of a check. So it looks like Craig at the moment just dropping back a little bit. You can just see that red beacon group in the distance. They're not all that far off catching Craig. Craig should be taking it a little bit easy, getting some energy back into those legs for the weekend. And don't forget, of course, to make sure you give him a follow. Make sure you give him some support if you're out riding on Zwift over the course of the weekend. And Craig will no doubt be punching messages up on screen telling you exactly what, why, when and wherefore as he heads back towards the bus. Now, just up the road. I think it is going to be Mr. Hall. So it looks like Sheldon Hall in here, and Sheldon at the moment just going up underneath the beacon. Herring heading towards that beacon at the moment. And then it looks like Hall just chasing the bunch. The back of the bunch, though, is pretty close to the front of the bunch, and looks like pretty much everybody all together at the moment. So good to see Rob Wimble back on the Chaingang once again. So Rob back in with us just at the moment with Mr. Senior. Looks like Nick Rudkin in here, and Alan Parsons as well as they head down in towards the tunnel, just taking that left-hand turn. It looks like Liam Callaway just welcoming Craig Herring onto the party bus at the back, and the group now heading down in towards those tunnels. If we change our map view slightly, you're going to be able to see as we drop down from the island, we go in towards the see end at the moment. This pack rolling together well. So it looks like plenty of Donny Chaingang riders entering the first of the Cookney time trials, and that is exactly what we want to see. Plenty of people using the speed and the strength that they gain from Zwift out and riding in real life, out and racing. Make sure you tag Donny Chaingang, put it on the Facebook page, make sure you get it on Instagram as well if you're out racing, if you're out riding, if you're out playing off-road. And as Mr. Hopkinson does, a regular on social media and a regular rider who makes sure we're tagged in. The more you tag us, the more we can keep an eye, see who's doing what, keep up to date with how people are riding. And it's always good to keep in touch with our Chaingang riders. So running in with Ian Taylor of 1080 here with the white jersey there. Just hidden a little bit behind the rest of the riders, just taking the aerial view down. A bit sneaky really at the moment, given the chances of seeing anybody at the moment is diminished somewhat by the tunnels we're heading through. But Ian nicely ensconced in this pack, and our riders will be continuing onwards at the next section. Remember, this lap number 2 of 4. And this group nicely ticking along at pace. So as the pack steadily works its way through the main tunnels at the moment, we are going to jump in with our beacon, and looks like the beacon's up here. So at the moment, Cookie, Callaway and Herring together. Looks like Emma just heading up the road. Probably, no doubt, having to switch on a device or another, either or throw the phone on the floor. That's the usual excuses for taking a little bit of a sprint up the road to then give yourself some time to get back to the group. So on to the junction as they come in and through. So our 4 riders, the 3 Musketeers and D'Artagnan in the shape of Liam Calloway, riding nice and smoothly. It's 41 seconds to Sheldon Hall, who's on the climb at the moment. In front then, the back of the main pack at about 26 seconds at the moment. Russ at the moment sat in the middle of the group, pretty much, maybe slightly to the back, and it looks like these riders pretty much all together. So Rob Wimble and Neil from the Crosscast almost side by side here, and pretty much standard when they come to cross racing, pretty much standard when they're on the Chaingang as well. A very well matched duo when they're out and racing. Always an interesting battle. Looks like Katie Colclough nicely sat in this group. Katie, of course, a winner as well with the Chaingang, been a regular on the group since the word go. Looks like Mr. Patterson on a good ride at the moment. Mr. Flynn sat in here as well. So Flynn at the moment nicely in the group. Looks like Jess Taylor sat in the pack just in front of Russ, but this pack holding together well. Looks like Sean Ferrin in here, and Sean sat comfortably in here and moving nice and smooth. Looks like Harley Hobbs in the pack in here as well. Looks like Mr. Killingsworth has got some tech issues today because he is disappearing up the road. It's good to see Ken Kerrigan in the group, Mr. Gurnhill's in here, Mr. Mason back in once again. Just running in with cannons at the moment. Good to see Dan Cogan, another rider who seems to be pretty regularly in the Chaingang once again. And as you can just see as we heading up towards the zigzags. This is the climb up towards Italian Villas. And this is the nice long straight before the tightening hairpin. So the first is a left hairpin, then the sharp right, and then around the left-hand junction. I was being kind, blaming tech issues to Mr. Killingsworth, although if he was busy chatting away, then there's no excuse, definitely. So at the moment, one big pack, followed by what looks like Sheldon Hall, just distanced off the back, and then just watching the group coming through, and it is going to be the red beacon group behind. So round the tight right-hand hairpin, heading up towards the junction where we'll take a left-hand turn into the Italian Villas. So as this group climbs well up there, it's looking pretty smooth at the moment. These riders pretty much all together, and at the moment the bus being led by Liam Callaway, looking pretty smooth on here. And it looks like they've stuck Emma Payne on the front with Liam to get a bit of work done. Just dropping off the back here, so steadily moving up the top. And clearly already on food and drink chats in the bus at the moment. Oh, it's one of the most entertaining conversations you'll ever find on any Zwift message board. It's the Red Beacon chat at the back, that is for sure. So these riders now going to be coming around the turn. Meanwhile, the leaders just coming in towards the turn. We're going to jump in with Mr. Thorpe. As we head down in towards the Italian villas here, just going to come down alongside that waterfall once again. So as you can see, the pack just starting to string out on this descent, coming round that left-hand turn on the way in towards the sprint. Loving the fact that Zwift is trying to edit us off the helicopter, which is always entertaining. So we try and keep an eye on these riders as they keep on heading down and in towards. Going to hit the shade, going to go through the tunnels once again. Just see the riders lit up by the Zwift concept bikes as they come in through the tunnel. Still pretty much all together, this group, as they come in and through. So it looks like Russo calling a 3 watts per kilo at the moment. One or two people taking a flyer off the front, not the way to get the fastest time though. Fastest way to get a fast time on this, start at the back and work your way up towards the front. That's what the smart money does. Start at the back and push through the group as you come in towards the sprint. So through the line they go. So Just Rides Bikes with the fastest women's time at the moment. So this group running well together at the minute, and as you can see, PB after PB after PB as we get quicker and quicker. And at the moment, Just Ride Bikes of the faster, the female riders at the moment. Looks like everybody there through in a very similar time though, with the exception of our two riders who are on the bus, who are currently about 3 seconds slower. Meanwhile, looks like young Mr. Kirk, not content with a big ride earlier on, has put a little bit of a sprint in, a bit of a dig in through that straight and pushed on a little bit. So the group on the climb up at the moment, and just keeping an eye on the back of that pack. It's looking pretty smooth. In the middle, one or two riders just drifting a little bit nearer the back of the group at the moment. Looks like Dave Hopkinson at the moment is going to be the rider potentially in trouble here. Going to be seeing Sheldon Hall first if he does drift off the group. And that group looks to be about 6 seconds up the road. So we're just riding in with Martin Bolt, a winner of goodies on Tuesday on the Here Comes the Sun 1080 Oakley a week. And as you can see at the moment, Martin pushing his way in to that group, going to try and keep the pace there. And I think just going on to the heels here of Taylor at the moment. So Taylor and Bolt are going to need to push on here and get themselves back on these roller coasters. Really do some damage to the group, and at the moment this duo now being at distance. So we have 4 riders in the group. In the bus at the back, that's Emma Payne, Sarah Grimshaw, Miss Cookie, Liam Callaway, Craig Herring, then Sheldon Hall on his own at 57 seconds in front of them, then Hopkinson 15 seconds back on Taylor and Bolt. And then the pack is pretty much together, but these two are doing a good job at the moment of limiting their losses. They could pack their way in to the front as the red beacon goes through the sprint line. The yellow beacon is coming into the turn to drop down the hillside. So Let's keep an eye on these riders. So Martin Bolt at the moment 15 seconds off the back of the group, and at the moment it's looking like Whitelaw and Babbitt at the back of this pack. We're just going to keep an eye on the group. It's going to rejig itself as the riders come in and through, but certainly it looks to me like this pack just about back together again. So it looks like Ted's counting is working well. He's got 20.6k on the clock, and everybody reckoning we've got 2 laps to go. Good to see people are paying attention. So as we ride in with Russ, as we come underneath the gantry here, 2 laps done, half race distance. Let's see if we can get in touch with the bear himself. Let's see how Russ is doing. He's only good at 96 beats a minute. He'll have plenty spare. Are you there, Russ?
Hey, mate, all good.
Excellent. The group's pretty much holding together. I think lost only a couple of riders through the S's that time in Martin Bolt and Jan Taylor.
Yeah, you know, probably just before the S's there and the Rovers who were a bit at the back, so you know, they'll get together, they'll find the party bus and they'll be good, but that's pretty well behaved here, like, you know, beats are kicking now, so we're flying.
Yeah, it's looking good, and it's a nice number, isn't it, the pack at the moment, as everything rolls through. Everybody looks like they are pretty much sitting in there, not expending too much energy. Everybody's got the hang of riding a Chaingang. It's only taken us till April.
Yeah, it's working well. You know, we get the keen beans at the start, and quite surprising. You know, the 3 Musketeers. There must be in a WhatsApp group saying, "Come on, let's disturb this tonight." They were all up the road. Vin, Ted, Michael Lingsworth. So yeah, black strike against those boys.
I know it's not like them, and it looks to me now like they might be paying the price, because it is starting to get a little bit quicker, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't see him on the screen now, so they've obviously done something wrong.
Oh, we managed to jump in with Mr. Donny. He's glued to your wheel at the moment, I think.
That sounds about right for Vin.
And there's lots of riders staying in the pack. The party bus at the back having a great time tonight. Liam Calloway. It's got to be one of the best chats on Zwift.
Yeah, like you said, I heard you mentioned earlier, you know, the party bus red beacon post on Facebook now is just getting crazier and crazier, you know. They'll be like sending it off to a designer next to put their photos on there, but yeah, it's great. Good that Liam turned up on time to make it, really.
Maybe we need to make him red beacon for a while, like we did Martin. That way we ensure he actually turns up on time.
Yeah, let's say it's all good fun. The red beacon's great, and yeah, it's good that saw Liam was out the other day with the Ride 247 guys, so he needed probably an easy ride, so yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, definitely, and Craig nicely ticking along here. Looks like the yellow beacon from Women's Wednesday's in here as well, so Emma in the group as well.
Yeah, I see them all chatting away, you know, talking mountain bikes and things. It went straight over my head, all that MTV fat tyre talk.
Well, you know, some people can and some people can't, mate. That's just how it is. One man who can ride an MTB is Sheldon Hall, he's sandwiched in no man's land. Now, Russ, what would you do? You've got 2 riders in 14 seconds in front, and you've got the red beacon 1 minute 27 behind, and Sheldon's done about a lap and a half now on his own. Would you be taking it easy, or would you be trying to push on and catch the 2 in front?
I think at 14 seconds it can maybe squeeze on. It'll give him a carrot that, you know, sitting up and going back to the red beacon, it's game over. It's kind of gruppetto, isn't it, you know? So if he still wants to work out, I'd squeeze on. Is that Martin, Bolt and Taylor in front?
It is. It's Bolt, Taylor and Hopkinson, in fact. So it's a group of 3. Let's jump in with them. So this is the group in front of Sheldon Hall, who's at 13 seconds at the moment. He's pushing 3.1 watts per kilo, 3.3 at the moment. And this group are rolling at 2.1 to 2.5. So, should be doable with that kind of power difference.
Yeah, give him a K and a half. He'll be on those 2K. He'll be on them, and he'll be then ripping the legs off. They'll be telling him to slow down. So yeah, it's always good being the strongest in the group. So it makes you feel good.
Definitely nothing wrong with having a bit of feel good. Meanwhile, just a little bit in front, looks like Atkinson has been caught napping a little bit here. Either that or had to stop for a break. Gone off the back and now having to put in a massive sprint here. Yeah, 10 watts per kilo, trying to get back onto the group. I think they're going to do it with that kind of differential between the power, but at some chase at the moment, trying to get on the back, closing that down. That's going to use a lot of energy.
Yeah, might say a magic word in a minute. Just be really cruel to him.
Well, that would be really, really harsh. Just as he gets on the back, just as you come up the climb, that would be really, really mean. Because onto the climb you go. They'll let you get back to breathing because you've got the climb up to the Italian villas coming very soon.
Yeah, I won't type it and blame it on a typo. And hopefully tonight it works. You know, on the New York KOM the other night. Oh, that caused me a load of grief. Wi-Fi off, clips, unclipped. Oh.
Just
okay,
tech issues are all part of the fun, mate. It just could be worse if you're outside. It could be raining or snowing.
Could be awkward. I had a flat tyre coming out, have to stop at the side of the road.
That's the one. Right, Russ, we'll let you get back in. Let's dive back in on the right. Cheers, mate.
Right.
So diving back in with the group at the moment, and Russ is in here. It's looking pretty packed at the moment at the front here. Everybody spread out across the road. The dust being kicked up as they go on to the boardwalk. Russ, of course, in the new Downing cycling. The coach riders stripped that grey with the green. And Russ just apologising for getting distracted on his way through. And looks like it is starting to take its toll a little bit behind. We're going to take a little bit of a roll back down this group because I think there's one or two people just feeling the pace a little bit here. So let's take a little bit of a check here. I think we've got Flynn now at 14 seconds now. He's got Hopkinson, Bolt and Taylor at 1:18, and Sheldon Hall I think is just making contact. Here we go. Sheldon's made contact behind, so we have 4 riders now going to be chasing Flynn. Flynn has got Shepherd at 5 seconds. So these two, if they get together, are going to be very close. Meanwhile, looks to me like Senior, Davis, Inslee, Mudd, Pattison all rolling about at the back of this group. And they do need to push on here. This is where the damage can be done here as our riders continue to keep squeezing in at the back of the pack. You just see Sonia, the last rider in this group with that white helmet, just pushing around the side, getting onto the back of the pack. Once again, trying to get into that slipstream, doing it very effectively. Meanwhile, this is a Shepherd now. So Shepherd on his own, just heading in as they go over the top of the bridge. So this is a Shepherd. Got Flynn currently going to be at 7 seconds behind. So Flynn now over that same section of boardwalk. So it looks like 7 seconds separating them. Ridley at the back of the gang. That's Alan Parsons. So as they go around off the edge there, up on to the climb, Flynn in and through. Sheldon Hall now making his way in onto that same section. He's got 10 seconds now between him and the group, which is the Bolt, Taylor and Hopkinson group. And then a little bit further behind looks like Callaway and the Red Beacon all in underneath the tunnels at the moment, but it's going to be Hall who's going to be our next rider, who's going to be heading up towards the Italian Villas. The lead group though up on to the climb at the moment. So here you go, this is our main group going up onto the climb. Flynn chasing Hall coming across. He's going to be heading up towards that next section at the moment. So in he comes on to the final section of bridge, heading across back on to the mainland before heading back across the concrete bridge out. At the moment, Sheldon Hall currently a solo rider out with the chase behind. Well, they're at 16 seconds for Bolt, Hopkinson and Taylor, 1:45 back to Callaway. So here we go. Looks like Shepherd could well be dropping back here to go to Mr. Flynn. Then it's Hall. Then it's going to be Bolt. So this is Bolt, Hopkinson, along with Taylor, who are making the way through here. So Jan Taylor just jumping onto the back wheel of David Hopkins in the GB kit, and Martin Bolt in that Z Peugeot kit has come back onto the tarmac behind. Then this is the party bus at the back, working well together. Now our yellow beacon group a little bit further up the road, and just still on that climb up towards the Italian villas, and starting to see one or two people starting to get broken off that main pack. But this party bus, they're going to be sweeping hard. Remember, of course, Craig Herring is in here. Craig is the man who is going to be heading out. Remember, 24 hours of riding on Zwift. This man needs all the support you can get. On the front at the moment in the grey, he's going to be riding right through the night as well, doing 24 hours on Zwift. So if you're on Zwift over the weekend and you want somebody to ride with, this is the man to give a follow to. Craig Herring. And remember, it's all in aid of Mind, the mental health charity, and we are really going to be looking forward to seeing how he gets on, following in the wheel tracks, of course, of A.D. Dench, who did the Land's End to John O'Groats. He replicated his in real life ride. So as we watch this group come through, Herring in the grey, it's Payne in the orange cap out to the right hand side of your screen, and then Liam Calloway with that red chevron over the top. Miss Cookie sitting on the wheels in the blue, with the light blue camo, digital camo kit. The AEO rider on that Swift concept bike heads around the corner. They're going to be heading up on to the climb. Meanwhile, the main group now are just coming down through the tunnels. They're going to be on the sprint section here. On the line they go. So this is the fast section as they head down along towards the sprint line. It's a really quick section here, and we are seeing rider after rider start to get distanced out of the back of this pack. So here we go, this group are pushing on. You see 3 riders behind now, already distanced as the pack pushes in towards the bridge here. So Steve Hilbert in the group, Luke Waterhouse in here, just watching Charlie Babbitt, our winner from the Tuesday's draw. So this pack are riding well as they come in over the bridge at the moment. They're going to be up on to the climb very, very shortly indeed. Just waiting to catch a glimpse of the riders behind. I think it is going to be Mr. Ridley Alan Parsons, who's been distanced in that group. We're going to take a check back. Yeah, it looks like Parsons off the back of the group. Kerrigan and Davis are together here as well. So Kerrigan and Davis on that bridge, and looks like we were saying Pattison, Inslee, Hayward all rolling in dangerous territory. They're on the climb, but they are distanced from Russ and gang at the moment. And Pattison and Inslee are pretty much side by side in here. Looks like Hayward up the road and Jones in this group as well. So this is a quick pack here. So this group nicely on to the climb, and looks like Flynn and Shepherd just going underneath the sprint line at the moment. Ridley just in front of them. Kerrigan and Davies on the climb. Looks like Phil here, so that is Phil Jones, and then we've got Mud up the road. Hayward, Scales at the moment. Looks like Abby Scales not sitting on the wheels of Russ at the moment. A little bit of a group fracturing away here at the minute. We take a little bit of a look up. It looks like there's about 8 or 9 riders here who are just starting to get distanced here with Russ on there. Russ is putting in a bit of a kick here to push himself back and bring those groups back together again. So you just see Russ rolling in there in that Downing cycling kit, just jumping it up with the pack there, and looks like Mason and co just using Russ to bring themselves across. And now it's Shaw at the moment who's going to need to put a bit of a kick in to get onto the back here. This is dangerous on the way through. These roller coasters, very easy to get caught out on these roller coaster sections. Harley Hobbs on the back of this whip at the moment as they go up and over. Now Gurnhill goes on the back, and you want to be glued to that back wheel, because if you're not glued on the wheel, then you are going to be in trouble. And you can see behind here Hobbs just being distanced, Gurnhill being distanced, Shaw's at 6 seconds. That's going to be too much to us to bring that back here. But we're in with Gurnhill at the moment, and if he looks back, he can't see the gang. So let's take a little bit of a look up the road, and you can just see at the moment Harley Hobbs hanging on to the back wheel here of Nick Rudkin. Rudkin now being passed by Hobbs. Hobbs needs to get back onto this group. They've got to work now because it's going to get quicker and quicker. We're coming down towards the end of this lap. It's going to be one more lap to go as they hit the line this time. And Harley Hobbs is kicking out some serious power here to try and get back onto the group at 4.2 watts per kilo. And looks like that's a real big ask here now. Can Rudkin help out here? Can the two of them work together? The gap's now at 3 seconds. We're taking a look back from the back of the bunch, and those riders look to be getting distance, not coming back. They really are pushing on, and the go has gone. So the go has gone. Mike Killingsworth putting a big sprint in as they went underneath the line. We're now in with Katie Colcliffe. I'm sure I've just seen 8 watts per kilo come from Katie. And Killingsworth is leading this out now. So the go has gone with 1 lap left to go. And if we take a little bit of a charge up towards the front of the group, it looks to me like Neil from the Crosscast leading this out at the moment. Go on, Neil. Get those legs stretched. This is what we want to see. Russ has gone after him though, but Neil from Pretty Gritty really is nailing this. As he's gone on the front, he's gone on the offensive. He was in at the kill here. Now he's got to take this left-hand turn. Russ has closed that gap down though, and you can see at the moment Neil from the Crosscast being passed on the way in here, and it's going to be the whole bunch now coming charging past. Ready in with Gareth Mason at the moment, but up on the front. That group is really starting to stretch it, and behind the gaps are opening. This is where you've got to get it nailed. You've got to stay on those wheels. 2 very distinct packs. This is group number 1 at the moment. Now behind them, group 2 starting to get distance, and they are well and truly fractured here. There is real damage being done to the group behind, and plenty of legs starting to feel the pressure, that is for sure. And you can see Group 2 are just about going to come into view as Group 1 dive down into the tunnel. You can see what the gap is now. It's there, it is stretched, and that is going to make life very difficult. If we take a little bit of a look back, you can just see the charge coming behind Collie, not on the group here, and I think this is going to be a group number 2 here. So this is group 2. Luke Taylor looks like Runner in here, Thorpe in here, looks like Jess Evans in this group, Ian Taylor from 1080 in this group, Fulton in here, Pillsworth, looks like Garfer in this group as well. It is a real pack. This is group number 3 now. They're trying to chase down group 2. So this is group 2. Group 1, Yellow Beacon up the road. Group 2, we're riding with group 3 just behind them. You can just see that pack behind. And the gap is 3 seconds. We're now in with group number 3. And you can just see the next group just up the road. Can they close this gap down? It's going to get close here. So this is group number 3. Can they close down group 2? It's 3 seconds the gap between these 2 groups, and you can see it's going to get close. They've really got to push on behind. Group 2 won't want to get caught. It won't want to get a mass of riders together. If we zoom in on the map, you can see the Yellow Beacon group really is stretching out, but these 2 at the moment just about holding at 3 seconds. So just in with Pillsworth at the moment as they go through, and that gap is holding. Mike Killingsworth is behind at the moment, and looks like Killingsworth leading this 3rd group here after leading the charge off from the line. So here we go. The leaders of the Yellow Beacon group are up the road. The time gaps at the moment. Let's bring you those gaps from our leaders back. So at the moment, the leading group have a gap. And it's a big old gap at the moment of about 15 seconds to group 2. Group 2 are 8 seconds in front, I think, of a group 3 at the moment. It is starting to be stretched out behind then. Our next duo. This is Harley Hops and Nick Rudkin, and they may well have a few riders behind them here, because it is well and truly smashed to pieces, and this is the time to find a group and work together as a group. So Roadfield Phil from Brother UK, Pattison, Kerrigan and Davis, they're a very handy foursome if they get together. Flynn, Shepherd, Ridley, they are all together. Sheldon Hall continuing his lonely ride on his own here. Bolt and Hopkinson just behind. Herring just in front of Callaway, and they're going to be running for the tunnels. As you can see, as you get in the tunnels, it gets drier. Scales is sandwiched in the middle. Rudkin and Co at the moment, with Hobbs and Babbitt in there. The chasing group still working hard to bring them back. So this is group number 3 as they come up on to the climb. It's not that far to the riders in front of them, but they've got to push on here because they've got to try and pull it back quickly. Meanwhile, on the front of the ride, it looks to me like this leading group, as they come out from the tunnels, have just encountered some really rough weather, and at the moment it's fractured on that climb. It's split into 2 as group number 1. So group number 1, you can see it is lined out on the map at the top of your screen. As we make our way along, they are fighting to stay in with the group here. So we zoom in a little bit. You can just see this is our leading group at the moment. Group 1 have broken away. Group 2 behind is strung out, and they're not going to be able to form an effective chase if they're not careful. And at the moment it's Jagger along with Neil Mansfield, Goddard and Morey who are leading that chase behind. So it is going to be very, very close indeed. This is the chasing riders behind. So riding in with Jagger, he's got Neil from the Crosscast, and they're going to bridge across here. They could make the junction here if they continue to work. They've got to push on. It's only a couple of seconds here, and this is the time to push. You've got to get on before you hit the climb. Over the bridge they go. Now look at this. They're going to make contact just as we come onto the climb up towards the Italian villa. So Goddard's got across. Neil from the Crosscast made it. Morey's made it. Behind Dench, he's in the danger zone here. He's not made the catch here, and they're now on to the climb. You can see on the map in front, the yellow beacon group is just in front. These are the chasers. They've got to keep pushing. It looks like Keith Richardson on the wheels here of AD Dench at the moment. They're working hard at the moment. Dench has just put a power up. Luke Waterhouse working to try and get round. They're trying to get back in touch with that original group, but it's going to take some doing here. Richardson at the moment working hard on this bridge, but he's really going to have to push to get that group back. But they're coming. They're getting closer, and it is going to be a regroup here. They will have lost riders, but they're now on to the climb. Now behind, I think it is going to be Osman, who is in what is now group number 2 out on the road. So this is group 2 on the road now. Group 1 has reformed up on the front. It looks to me like Goddard. Thorpe is up here, up at the very front. We're going to try and jump in with him at the moment. So it's Thorpe leading the group out, and that group is re-fractured again. It is broken again. The effort of getting back on is going to have cost some of these riders dearly. So Waterhouse starting to be distanced here. He's in trouble, and it looks to me like he's got to keep pushing here. Thorpe at the front driving the pace on. Atkinson doing the same. Whitelaw doing the same. As it becomes torrential outside, well, we thought we'd have an antidote to the blazing sunshine outdoors. You might be dry where you are. It's not dry on Zwift at the moment, and this group are absolutely hammering. So now Whitelaw pushes on at the front, and he's got to have been enjoying the weather. Paul, a ice cream salesman from Ambleside up in the Lake District, and he's going to have been a busy man. He's fueled by ice cream, this man. And got to say big thank you joining the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, and Paul pushing hard. Nice glasses as well. And just making his way to the front of the group, just dropping back in with the pack a little here, but no stranger to it being tough up here now. Just seeing lots of red numbers coming up, and the reason we're seeing the red numbers is this little kicker as you come up over the top is tough stuff. Our helicopters are getting absolutely rubbish shots at the moment. We're going to drop down in just on cable cam at the moment. This overhead shot now as they continue to push on. They are chasing though, because they're chasing the group with Thorpe and Downing at the minute. So it looks like Neil's legs have gone pop. The crosscast man suffering on his way through. Meanwhile, the yellow beacon takes a right turn directly in front of the fountain coming through down past the Pizza Palace. That might have to be tea tonight, that's for sure. So in they come in towards the tunnels. This is our leading group. It is going to be from here. I think we're going to find the fastest rider of the night tonight in terms of our male competitors. Atkinson has been looking really strong in here. Whitelaw, as always, in here. Kieran Smith in here. Looks like Priest is yet again in this group. And I think this is going to be very fast indeed. Looks like Jim Brown, the first one on the start line today, looking in here. Looks like he is going to be holding something ready to go. So Jim Brown from the Backstead squad in there. Dan Cogan in here. Thorpe in here. And yet again another personal best record from this group as they come in over the bridge here. Just watching Brown here from Backstead just pushing alongside Atkinson at the moment, but it's Whitelaw leading them out on to the climb here. So here we go, up onto the hillside they go, and it's Atkinson who's pushing on at the moment. He's starting to kick, but look at this. There's some big numbers coming from the riders now. Russ Downing pushing at 7.1. Kieran Smith alongside him with the flat cap. It's Atkinson leading the group out at the moment. And there's feather up, there's power ups, there is everything going in at the moment as riders try and stay with this leading group. If this comes down to a sprint, it's going to be really tricky to call, but they are running out of time at the moment to make a decisive move here. So here we go, Dan Cogan in here, Finley Priest in here, we've got Thorpe in the group, Downing in here, Brown in here, Kieran Smith in here. And if they keep this together, the man that everybody is going to be watching, the man who they all do not want to drag towards the line, is going to be Kieran Smith. Kieran with the flat cap on that yellow concept bike right in the middle of the pack, driving on towards the front at the moment. He's the man that nobody wants to drag to a line here because he is very, very quick. He's a rider that we know can sprint very fast indeed, and he usually gets his timing right regular on the Chaingang. Now, can anybody deprive him? Is Russ going to be able to take this? It's been a little while since we've had a Downing victory on the Chaingang. Russ having to type and talk simultaneously most of the time means he expends a lot of energy having to chase back on time after time after time. But at the moment, Finley Priest doing a lot of the work here. Cogan working well. That Priest it is at the minute, who is regularly leading this group through, but he's not able to hold the front consistently. It may well be he's not trying to because he wants to sit and save a little bit of energy. We're now on this run down the slope soon, and it's going to be a tricky one this. You've got to get the timing right as you make your way down this slope. You can see these riders are glued together at the moment. So Kieran Smith leading down here, and it's got cagey. The power has dropped. You can see the numbers have dropped right down at the moment, and somebody's going to pick this up. Somebody's going to take this up. Nobody wants to be caught napping as they come in and along, but at the moment this group are together, and nobody is leading this out. So you can just see the riders lined up. You can see that gantry, it's not too far in front of our riders. It's going to be coming really, really quick now. Finley Priest has put a kick in on the right hand side. He's got the arrow, the blue circle over his head. Kieran Smith is coming alongside him here. Smith pushing on towards him. They're coming up towards the line. They're side by side. A quick shoulder bang from Smith at the moment. Now Smith is pushing. Smith is going to go for this. Is Smith going to get this? He's come under the gantry. It's Smith from a Priest, from Whitelaw, Downing, Atkinson, Brown, Thorpe, Cogan as they come in and through the line. Absolutely phenomenal ride there. This is our next group Coming in towards the alliance is going to be between Jagger, Goddard and Murray. 80 Dates is coming behind. He's only 4 seconds behind them. But it looks to me like it's going to be a big hit towards the line here. Goddard is going to get this, I think. So it's Goddard who gets this to go through the line. Then it's going to be Murray and Jagger. Then it's going to be 80 Dates. But is he going to get pipped? He is here. And it looks to me like Richardson, then Fox with Neil from the crosscut sprinting a storming sprint there on his way in towards the line. Next of our riders on the way down to the line is this little group of 5 riders here, being led out by Sutcliffe, but Morn's in here, and Katie Colclough in this group doing a storming ride. So first of our female riders coming in towards the line is going to be Katie Colclough. Colclough is going to take the first female rider to the line here, but it is super quick on the way in, and it's a big sprint here. So it is going to be the man from Stella. It's going to be Morn who gets it. Sutcliffe, Osmond, Colclough comes through, and then behind this is the big kick coming in here. It's going to be Tim Cooper who's got the power down here. So Cooper's going to take this from Rory King, Luke Taylor. Then it's going to be Garfield Phillips. It's going to be Taylor behind here, and then it's going to be Ian from 1080. A massive thank you to Ian, of course. Then Jess Rice Bikes, second of our female riders across the line today. Some fantastic riding. You can see next in is going to be Donahue. So it's going to be Vin Donahue who's going to come in through the line just ahead of Ted. There's going to be Bags, Evans, Killingsworth, Cannons going through Dubash and Pedant. Looks like it's going to be, is it going to be Thorne who's going to get this, or is Dr. D going to get him? Dr. D is going to have got, sorry, it's Sean Ferron who's got him. Ferron, then Thorne, Steve Hilbert, Mason, Robinson, Pillsworth and Colley on the way down. So I think our next rider in is going to be Robinson. So Robinson kicking towards the line. He's going to go through, trying to take it with a little bit of a gap then to Pillsworth. So Pillsworth goes through, nicely done by Pillsworth. We're going to drop back a little away. So just going to try and drop off the back of this pack and get back to Collie. Collie's going to be our next rider coming in to the line. Then it's going to be Harley Hobbs. Remember, Collie and Hobbs were right on the wheels very late in the day. They were not being distanced quickly at all by that group, and hung on, but not to be the day today to go with that group. Now just taking a little bit of a look back across. Now Nick Rudkin been dropped here by Harley on that run in, so it's going to be Rudkin behind Hobbs. So Hobbs coming in towards the line at the moment. So Harley Hobbs, our next rider coming in through the line, putting in a great ride here. Once again, good to see Harley on great form. Once again, Nick Rudkin gets the power up in here as he comes in towards the line using that aero kicker to get in towards the line. It's going to be 13 seconds clear of Gurnhill. Gurnhill's in a little group here though. It's a duo of riders, so it's Gurnhill and Shaw at the moment, so it's going to be close between these two. We get up above them at the moment, so looks to me like Shaw just leading as they come into the line here, but Gurnhill pushing on at the moment. But it's going to be Shaw followed by Gurnhill behind. I think it's going to be Scales, our next rider, coming towards the line, who's clear of Haywood, Inslee, Pattison. Then it's going to be Phil Jones from Brother UK. So a great riding by Scales here, coming in ahead of Haywood, and Scales comes through 28 seconds clear. Haywood's going to be our next rider, but not too far behind is Inslee, and Sonia Inslee we know will put in a fearsome kick towards the end. So one of our fast riders, fast finishers always, and Sonia knows exactly how to ride the Chaingang. She's closing here, and we said she knew how to ride this. She's used that power up at the right time, comes sweeping in and past Haywood here. So it's going to be Sonia Inslee here who's going to take the next position in through the line here. Then it's going to be Haywood following on behind. So Isley comes in and through. Then it's Hayward making his way in through the line. Another good ride once again. So we're going to drop back to Pattison. Pattison, our next rider on the road, and Pattison putting in that aero power up here. Get maximum speed out as he comes into the line. He comes in to the finish, 13 seconds clear of Mudd and Davis. So we're going to drop back to Davis, who's in a group of 3 here. So it looks to me like everybody wants this on the way through. Davis has gone hard here. He's going to get the fastest to kick into the finish. He's going to come through just ahead, I think, of Phil Jones. So it's Davis, then it's going to be Jones, then it's going to be Mudd coming through. Kerrigan comes through just behind those riders. So a real big kick in to the finish there for Jones, Mudd and Davis. Excuse me, more OTE required. Might have to be some cold Bath Brewing beer in a minute if I'm not careful to soothe the vocal cords. So next up is going to be Mr. Hall on his way through. So it is going to be Hall, then I think it will be the group of Flynn, Shepherd. Looks like Parsons in here as well. Just behind is going to be Hopkinson, who's got Martin Bolt not too far behind. Then I think it's going to be the party bus with Herring and Co. So we are going to jump up to Sheldon, who's on the last couple of 100 metres here. So good ride by Sheldon Hall as he kicks in towards the finish here. Good to see Sheldon back in action. Regular BMX rider, a big kick on him if he needs to sprint. Chooses not to this time, doesn't need to. He's got a big gap to the riders behind. It's going to be close up between these riders though. So at the moment in the green is Mr. Ridley. That's Alan Parsons, regular on the Chaingang. Then Shepherd is in the red and black colours. Flynn leading this group out at the moment in the blue. I think we're going to see a real good sprint between these riders. Alan Parsons knows exactly where this finishes. He's done it many times before, but the question is who's going to get this. At the moment Flynn has gone early. He's really kicking on hard here, and I think Jim Flynn's going to get this. Flynn's put the kick in. Shepherd is being distanced, as is Parsons here, and it's going to be Flynn who gets it as he comes to the line. So Flynn accelerating all the way into the line there, takes that from Shepherd, and then from Parsons behind though. This is going to be our next to finish. This is the next chase. It's Hopkinson and Bolt. So Martin Bolt can see his quarry up in front in the shape of Hopkinson. Has Bolt got anything left as they come over the top? You can just see Hopkinson in front at the moment. And if we take a little bit of a look back from Hopkinson, you see Martin Bolt behind. Now you can pull 3 seconds back quite easily on this run down to the finish. It's going to be very, very fast indeed. So our ride is really compressed today with very little gaps between the very front and the back of the ride, it has to be said. And we'll probably no doubt be jumping in to Rust as we cover our red beacon in, but we'll keep an eye on Mr. Hopkinson, who's decided to give it a bit of a kick already. Just wanting to stay clear of Martin Bolt, and Hopkinson here has got the gantry just about inside as he comes round in towards that 200 metres. He's gone through that. It's now 100 metres to go as you come past the pull into the hotel, and looks like he's going to come through nice and clear. And he's got 5 seconds in the end from Martin Bolt, who's on his way in and through, which means we're going to jump back to the party bus who are on the way in, and let's jump in with Russ whilst we bring them in and home. So Russ, great to see this bus together and doing a fantastic job, Mr. Liam Callaway.
Yeah, he's going round there, hasn't he? You know, they're only a couple of minutes back, and we were moving up the front there, so yeah, great. I love that circuit, you know, it keeps everyone tight for a long period, and then yeah, just get to the finish, and yeah, it's good. It's bloody fast on the front there, but it's all good fun.
Definitely, and great to see the gang down here making the way in, and looks like I'm going to be cleaned out because I've been hitting the G&Ts on the way round as well. And that's what we want. We want everybody to enjoy. It doesn't matter whether you're having a recovery day, if you're taking it nice and steady on the way through, if you are being a lazy toe rag like Emma clearly has been today and just turned your legs round, or whether you are like Craig and just stretching your legs out at the front. It's all about kicking and going fast, and Liam doing a great job holding the group together. And good to see Craig Herring still coming on the Chaingang, even though he's going to be out for 24 hours at the weekend. He's still putting in the distance.
Yeah, he's mad than that guy. You know, he was messaging me halfway through. You probably saw that some copy and paste message that went a bit wrong. He said, "Oh, can you copy the link?" And I'm like, "You can't copy it on direct message." So I tried to find it on Facebook quick while doing a million things, and it was an extra long copy and paste. But you know, give Craig Herring a follow, a thumbs up. You know, stick some money in the pot in donations, and you know, 24 hours on Swift is just unbelievable. So you know, chapeau before he even does it, and I'm sure I'll try and log on and give him a bit of time and get him through it.
Yeah, definitely, and great to see so many rides already going in, and I'm sure a lot of people will be joining Craig, so make sure if you're on at the weekend, give Craig Herring a follow. You can watch him on FanView, you can go ride with him as well, and as Russ has said, he's planning on being there. I'm planning on jumping on at some point with him as well over the course of his mad ride out there, and really looking forward to seeing how he gets on. So we're going to let Russ go off and hit the recovery drinks from OCE, or it may well be a beer from Carl Bath Brewing, as we are going to call it a day here. So thank you very much, Russ.
Yeah, thanks to Liam. You know, he was looking pretty cool there in that red beacon, wasn't he, live on screen? So I think he'll be screen grabbing that and posting it wherever. But yeah, thanks to red beacon, yellow beacon, myself, and everyone in between. What a good night, and yeah. Have a good weekend. See you next week.
Cheers, Russ. So thank you very much to Russ. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, of course, make sure you join the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. We get you all the links direct to your inbox. You get all of the giveaways. You get access to that. And, of course, you're also in there with the discount codes. And you can save more than the membership very easily. All you need to do is basically buy something to eat, drink, for your bike, to wear. All the supporters are down below. You can catch up with the details on the Donny Chaingang website and on the Facebook page. So from me, Matt Payne, from our red beacon, Liam Kellaway, from our yellow beacon, Russ Downing, and from, of course, everybody on the Chaingang, have a great weekend. If you're a member of the DCG gang, the supporters club, make sure that you use those discounts with our supporters, and enjoy shopping at the weekend on the internet. I know I'm going to be on the hunt for a new pair of shades with Ian from 1080. So from myself, Matt Payne, on Here Comes the Sun week, sponsored by 1080 and Oakley. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon on the Donny Chaingang live on the Downey Cycling YouTube channel.